Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Joshua Chris podcast. I'm excited about this podcast. Brenda, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi, Josh.
Hi, nice to have you
Hi.
here. It's been,
It's a
a
pleasure as
while.
mine.
We're actually trying to, schedule it, and finally we are here. So great
Yeah.
to have you on the call.
Thank you so much.
All right, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, let the audience learn about you?
Okay. My name is Mary Chukwuma, um, aka Brenda, right? And
Yeah.
I am married. I'm a mom of one. My son is 1 year old. I am also a student,
Okay,
and I'm doing my MBA program in Toronto, Canada.
that's nice.
Um, I'm a lead software engineer at Dot Campus. I'm also a mentor. I mentor upcoming techies, right?
Yeah,
I mentor on general tech field in general. Maybe you want to venture into data analysis, into cybersecurity. I can give you advice, but my main focus is on those interested in web development and software engineering. That's my specialty. I have mentees that I help groom and teach and just hold their hand and guide them through the path of software engineering. Yeah.
yeah. It's such a great pleasure to actually have you here because something beautiful about the podcast is that lots of people from different parts of the world watch it, they listen, and it's just beautiful to have you here with your expertise. We're gonna share lots of beautiful information, and this
Mm.
podcast is gonna give great value to the people. All right, do you want to talk about a little bit of what sparked your interest in technology and software development?
Okay. I may not be able to pick up where the spark happened though, but growing up, I've always loved technologies. I love when I was you're very much younger. Then my dad always complained because when he gets me toy, I just want to rip them apart to know what's in the toys, like what makes this happen. Like so, I was more of into engineering, right?
Oh yeah,
What controls this car? What this doll? Why is this doll talking?
that's
All those
right.
kind of experiences. That made me want to know more about tech. So when I came up age, I wanted to be computer engineer,
Yeah,
you know, like who build those tech, like what will I put in this door for it to talk and all that. Like
that's
so
right.
just want to know how did this happen?
Yeah,
That
you had
what
a
drive me.
curiosity. Hmm.
Yeah, that curious, very curious about
Yeah,
tech and computers. Then I remember when I told my dad to get me a computer at 11, 12 years. I like I want to become a programmer. But I don't know our parents then, or maybe my
oh yeah.
parents,
Okay.
and then like he didn't really take that so seriously, right? So he was like,
Yeah.
I'll get it, I'll get it. And I think he
Hmm.
got my first computer when I was 16. That was before I went to the university, right? So
Oh,
I was able to start, I was able to learn soft office around that time. I wanted to learn programming, right? But when I
okay.
got to school, luckily I met a group of one a student, like the two ahead of us, and he just organized us like, okay, I want to teach you guys how to build website, like web. Started a soft skill, started a platform soft skill. I want to, I think all this, this kind of boot camps, right? So we were like the pioneers. He
That's
used us to start
right.
that, right?
Yeah,
So from there, I now heard that with engineering, I could able to work because I'm a fan of remote work. I love forget I'm this dressed for this meeting. I love being just I'll just wake up, have my bath, prepare, eat, and I wear my PJs and start working. That's how I just love it. I just like that freedom to wear what I want to wear, start working I want to start if I have a flexible work, right? Then apart from that, uh, So when I that made me more interested in the software engineering field because I'm a lover of remote work. I want to just work at home, have then work my like how I put it, have me, then work around me. Like I don't want to that going to work every morning 9 to 5.
Oh yeah,
All those
yeah,
yeah. That was the first. That was one of the first motivators I have to
yeah.
dive into the tech space. Yeah. So from there, when he started that teaching, I learned a lot about HTML and CSS. Then during my IT period, we have this second year IT. Then I registered for a boot camp. Then I learned about JavaScript, WordPress, and a little bit of um, Node, right? But that program I did was just so overwhelming. So I was able to pick up a particular aspect of web development. So when I get back to school, it was happening in 2017. Then I so this what happened between 2016 and 2017, right? Then when I got
Okay,
back to school, I had to just pipe down on the web development. Then I focused on finishing my school. Then in 2019, after school, I resumed. I got more committed and was ready to just do everything in the tech space, have my voice, have my certifications and all that to make sure because this is what I want. I really love it. I love programming. One of my drives is um changing the world with programming. Like I look forward to having a product that is going to affect a particular area of life, right? Yeah. So those are all those drives were just
yeah.
what kept me going and thriving in the tech space.
That is so awesome. It's really
Yeah.
beautiful. That's quite a journey. I love the story. It's a beautiful one.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, pleasure's all mine. Let's talk about, along the way, I mean, you might have been working on different projects and stuff like that, and probably you came across this project and you were like, "Do you know what? I think software
Mhm.
engineering is for me." I mean, you were walking down the path, right? You were gonna do that, but do you have a specific project or experience early in your career that actually had a significant impact on your development as a software engineer? That
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, if we talk about a project or something, like one of what made me so much interested was owning my own application, right? My own
that's right.
started with my blog. I had a blog. That was happened. This was in 2015. I
Okay.
had a blog, right? I used WordPress to build that blog, and so that flexibility of if I learn this, I'm able to build whatever I want to build. Able
Yeah.
to yeah. So that was yeah. Also that what made me know that I want to be here, right? That's okay.
Yeah.
I want this. I can build it. I did something like recently. I wanted a simple like it was a project actually. I learned AWS, so
Okay.
I wanted a simple because I checked out most of all these what do you call them um scheduler, right? Post scheduler.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mostly that is paid, right? And it's very complex.
Yeah.
They'll have this, have the. I wanted something very simple,
Yeah.
just right, mostly for Twitter, right? Because
Yeah.
Twitter is one place you have to go on Twitter, be posting consistently, right? Like
Yeah.
up to 5 times a day.
That's right.
So I said, okay, let me just build a simple headline that I could just use to, post on X.
Yeah.
So, but that's what very simple. I just came up, do it. Then I now implemented the AWS at that point, right? I
Yeah.
added it to the app and I have my scheduler. Like very simple, just the front end, the API, and just post it, set the timer, the time you want it to go live is live. So that's so when you see a project, be like, okay, I can do this, or okay, I can make better in this aspect.
Yeah.
You
That's
understand?
right.
So that's what made me be like, okay, this field is where I want to. I really love
Yeah.
the field. And I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it here.
That's really cool. All right, so
Thank
you
you.
just told us about that part. I mean, that's really good, but were there also, hurdles along the way? So transitioning into tech, it can be challenging, right? Do you want to talk about the hurdles you faced, and how you navigated through?
Okay. I won't say I transitioned into tech because
Okay.
I let me say, I was in tech,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh
I already knew what I was going to. So I studied computer science in my
yeah.
university, right? And before then, in my secondary school, and all, I was very good with math, with science.
Yeah.
So now I'll be in sciences, and obviously it's not medicine.
Oh
You understand?
yeah.
I know it's not medicine, so it's engineering, which is computer engineering or computer science, software engineering per se, right? So
Yeah.
I was already in tech, but obviously we know that our universities they don't really teach us. Most of what I do now is self-taught, right? Self-taught
Oh
because in school we just learn those um fundamentals.
yeah.
We learn Fortran, basic,
Oh
all
yeah.
those different languages. And you don't even
Yeah.
write the code. You
Yeah.
use write on your notes,
Yeah.
right? Don't do practical, obviously, yeah. So
That's right.
yeah, so if I would name a hurdle, would be when I started, what do you call it? When I was trying to learn at that point, right? When I started learning, initially it was I don't have a defined roadmap, right,
Okay.
of how to learn, because that's one of the things you should fix when you are trying to learn
That's
any.
right.
Yes. So if you don't have that definition of, okay, I'm going from here to here, this from step one to step two to step three, if you don't
Yeah.
have that arranged, there's already a problem,
That's
because
right.
you just more like you're going in circles, right?
Yeah.
So initially, I didn't have that direction. Yeah, let me use the word direction. I don't have a direction. So today I want to learn Angular. Tomorrow I want to learn this. Next tomorrow I'm here. Okay, what will come next after learning JavaScript? What we like
Yeah.
that was overwhelming. At the same time, it was, in fact, I almost gave up on the whole tech stuff at that point, because I was
Oh
like, there was so much, and at the point there was so much to learn, like so much to
yeah.
do. And if you don't know, okay, some of them you can just learn them along the way. Some of them you can easily do it with them. You understand? So
Yeah.
if you don't have that direction, it's going to set you back or just make you generally just give up, right? So what
Yeah.
I did then to overcome this was, one thing that can help is following a structured program, right?
That's
So
right.
maybe, yeah, a structured program or a course or something that will just give you a direction. That's one.
Yeah.
Then secondly, what I did was I got a mentor. It's very important. When you're
Yeah.
starting out, if you have a mentor, you will go faster.
That's
You
right.
understand? Yeah, going alone, you get your destination probably. But when you have a mentor, you're going to go faster because he has been there. He knows the mistakes you will make or he made, right? And he's
Yeah.
going to use that to put you in the right path, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that when I got the mentor, and then I focused more on project based learning, right?
Okay.
You
Okay.
learn by building. So all this made me better, made me grow faster, and when you're working, you're seeing the fruits of your work, right? And
Yeah.
that one that makes you feel fulfilled, happy, and know that, okay, I'm making good progress. But if you are
Yeah.
working and you're not seeing anything, you don't have good project that, okay, this is what I've worked on, this is what I've not worked on, you just, at the point, you just be like, okay, maybe this is not for me, and you just give up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that what time I put in order. And after I set that up, then it was much easier. Then the next thing after that, I won't say learning is a challenge, because obviously you should know that you're going to learn, right? You
Yeah. That's
always
right.
keep learning, yeah. So that was the main challenge, was that, you know, lack of direction and the initial stage. Yeah.
All right. That's really good. I mean, having a structured learning, you know, um, platform,
Yeah.
it's really good, because then, you could just literally from right now know where you're gonna be, later on
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
True.
I think I know that's the way to go, you know. So I mean, you've been involved with mentorship, including, through AWS Cloud Woman.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to know, how has mentorship influenced your career, and what advice you find most valuable for mentors?
Okay. Mentorship. is
Yeah.
is very important, right?
Yeah.
Is something that you feel. I know when I was under the AWS Women Mentorship, because now in my career, I'm transitioning towards the cloud, right?
Yeah.
I'm transitioning towards cloud engineering, and when I got that women mentorship, like I look forward. Our meeting is every week, right? I
Okay.
always look forward to that meeting. And
Yeah.
one thing about being a mentee is always have something, right? Prepare
Yeah.
your notes, have questions, like have bring something to for your mentor to work with, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So apart from that, from a mentee side, a mentor is, so like I've said earlier, someone that will hold your hand and make sure you are on the right path, right? Someone
Yeah.
that directs you. Okay, they have been there before. Most
Yeah.
times they have
Yeah.
passed through that stage, right? So
That's right.
they know how to direct you. She was just giving me material. Okay, work on this, read this, do this, apply to this role. So it was
Yeah.
very very interesting. It was, you have, just like how we depend on our parents, right, for
Yeah.
support. Like
Yeah.
it's similar. It's very similar to that. So yeah, like you have this confidence. We have a mentor, like okay, let's have a backing, just like how God is our
Oh
father,
yeah.
right?
That's
We have
right.
this backing that I have.
Yeah.
Just I'm covered.
Yeah. That's it.
That's the
That's
feeling
it.
I had. Then when our mentorship ended, I felt that okay, in a way, I'm on my own for now, right? Though, yeah, we have this open communication. Yeah, we once in a while we'll keep in touch, but really learned a lot that period during that
That's right.
mentorship. Then once she taught me, which yeah, I've not really implemented this because now I have a lot going on about if you want to probably if you want to write an exam, right?
Okay.
One thing you should do is, if maybe you feel yeah you have a lot doing, just schedule the exam, right? Once you buy the exam, what do you call it? Once you pay for the exam, the
Yeah.
certification of the exam,
All right.
then just choose a date. Then yeah, indirectly your body, your mind, everything. You have to
Yeah.
block out time for from everything to focus on learning and passing that exam, right?
That's right.
So I used that when I want to write my English exam, my IELTS I wrote recently. I
Yeah.
was not even, I used 1 week to prepare for the exam. I just,
Yeah.
because the one thing we do sometimes, we like, if you have a lot of time, you will tend to want to use up all the time. I don't know if it happened to you or someone you know, right?
Yeah.
It happens even as students. You have the whole term to read, but you will not read till that last week.
That's right.
Yeah. Then, so I don't want to be in that kind of loop. Like I don't want to every day. Hey, I have exam next 2 months, or so I had a lot doing. I just say, you know what? I just fix the exam the next week.
That's right.
I've not prepared for English. I've not written any English. All this, no exam now. IELTS,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All those
IELTS.
all the
Yeah.
English exam. So I've not done it before, but I sure I can even do this within 1 week, right? I was so scared. At the same time, I don't want to do it and take it off my decks because I don't
Yeah.
want to have that doing. I'm still thinking about I need to
Yeah.
do this 1 hour. So what I did that period, I just blocked out that period. Even my husband was very supportive, helped me hold my baby. I'll have to go and start reading and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
surprisingly, I got the grade I wanted in that
Oh,
first sitting.
awesome.
I think it was
Awesome.
80 over 110 or something like that. It was
Wow.
something was sufficient, or 85, yeah, 85 of
Okay.
110. So I was like, I was so
Wow.
surprised. But I know that if I may get that, or maybe better, or maybe worse, if I just allowed, have that bulk time, right? So
Yeah.
that's one thing. Like, if you find it hard to make up your mind on something, just set a date, set a deadline, set a goal. Then indirectly, you just have to work towards that.
That's right.
Yeah. I
That's
learned
right.
that from her and a whole lot. Also, obviously, for my tech career, I learned a lot from my tech mentor,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah, he made sure that in my early days, he gave me projects to work on, and I also learned that you mustn't have all the requirements to apply for a role when you apply for a job, right?
Oh
Once you have
yeah.
the core requirements for the role, apply to it. You shouldn't wait. Maybe oh, you check it, be like they need this, they need that. I don't
Oh
have it.
yeah.
You
Yeah. That's right.
sometimes it's very discouraging.
That's
But
right.
I learned that when you have most of it, most of the requirement, or maybe the
Mm-hmm.
main ones. You
Yeah.
can just apply to it, right?
Yeah.
Build project. And when you have questions, then now, because one thing about when you want to, I want to take up some project, thinking about what if I get stuck, and then I don't think there are more resources then than like we have now, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I'll not be scared of taking it up because what if I get stuck? I don't know what to do again. But because I have a mentor,
That's right.
and obviously tell me problem, revert back to me, right? So at
Yeah.
that point, I can do anything. I can also we'll have meetings, we'll fix the issues, you understand? Or we'll
Yeah.
guide most times myself. They don't really tell me the answers, they'll just tell me, okay, here we will help you, here we help you. You understand?
Yeah.
So all
Yeah.
those direction it gives you that extra muscle to carry on.
Yeah.
So the position of the mentor is very, very important. That if you can, and get either a free mentor or a paid mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, any of them. Because I know many people share it for mentorship because it's paid.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you pay for something, you value it more.
That's
Hope
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. And I know someone that one of our a junior colleague, right? He came for me for mentorship, but was very busy at that point,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
I don't want to be that kind of mentor that will be like, okay, come, and
Yeah.
I will not be able to help you. Then you'll not
Yeah.
be like, oh, because I didn't pay. That's why she didn't
Oh
want
yeah.
to.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe, but if I'm being paid at that point, it can make me block out. But no, I would have helped
Yeah.
without being paid or not. But
Yeah.
I had, right? So
Okay.
before then, someone else took him up. Someone else said he's going to help him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that individual did it, I just took him up and left him on red, like doesn't reply to his messages. And
Yeah.
that meant he have a bad experience from his mentor, right? Which is
Yeah.
very negative on the whole mentorship ball game. Now another
Yeah.
one that someone that I took up for free one time, because me, I was mentored for free for my
Okay.
tech mentorship. Even the AWS mentorship
Yeah.
was free.
All right.
So, but my when I took up for free, that was in 2020 or so.
Okay.
That she so and that's one thing I said. You shouldn't be too dependent on your mentor, right? You should
Yeah.
do work. You understand? You
Yeah.
should be very like just maybe ask questions, not fold your arms and be like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know making my point.
Yeah.
Like, don't expect them to spoon feed you, right?
Yeah. That's right.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just, work on what you can do. Then, whenever permitting, bring up something. This is what I have. Understand? Then
Yeah.
he or she will know how to assist you.
Yeah.
So with time, I was like, okay, this is not really working. So I had to just terminate that mentorship partnership or program, right? It
Yeah.
was not working. You can't really want like asking you, okay, what are you doing? What are you not doing? Especially to on your own do something and be like, okay, this is it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so take away from here, just it's very good if you can get you a mentor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. Even as a pro, you need if you want a mentor, you still go further than you are.
That's right. That's right.
So you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've, that's really beautiful having a mentor. I mean, it cannot be overemphasized. I checked out your LinkedIn and you've talked about, imposter syndrome positively. You also talked about
Yeah.
its role, in growth, so I do want you to share, a particular instance where you felt this syndrome and how you transformed, that experience into a growth opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The word imposter syndrome is
Hmm.
not one big thing, right? It
Yeah.
happens to everybody. It happens
Hmm.
to everybody. I remember the first day I set my foot in Canada.
Yeah.
I felt that like that
Oh.
feeling of you don't belong here. What
Uh-huh.
are you doing here? Like
Uh.
you are an imposter, right? Per se. Like it's everything. Start a new job, you feel it, right?
Hmm.
You start a new career, same thing, So
Yeah.
it's always there. It's always there. But why I look at it positively is It's something that it should push you, right? It should make you. The main thing is stay above it.
Yeah.
Don't let it be consume you. Like
Yeah.
don't drown in it. Let just be above it.
Yeah.
That's it. If you feel that this, okay, I don't know, I'm so scared of this, put more effort to do better.
That's
Do you
right.
understand? So
Yeah.
that's how I see imposter syndrome. It's always like it's even a good thing because it is a sign that you know that you're not where you want to be yet. It's a sign of
Yeah.
growth. Like, yeah, I need to get here. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. Do you
Yeah.
understand? But let me do so that what you should do at that point is look for how to do better to get to that
Yeah.
place that you now feel more comfortable. But
That's
now,
right.
but if you
That's right.
let that syndrome overpower you, that's when you now become timid, shy, give up. I don't know, I get the point.
That's
So, but
right.
if
Yeah.
you take control and work harder, ask questions, all those stuff, you are
Yeah.
going to move forward. So when
Yeah.
this imposter syndrome, uh, let's say when I drowned in it, right,
Hmm.
was applying for jobs when I started out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I was so scared to apply to jobs. I just feel that I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. No one will employ me. No one will give me that chance. No one will like I'll be fired the next week. I used to say, so I was
Yeah.
telling myself all those negative parts. So I didn't apply I didn't have even till recently, right? Like
Hmm.
I don't apply to jobs. I just want to just even most job I have now is still
Yeah.
part of connections because there that in early days I was feeling that so it now made me start doing too much tutorials, too
Oh
much like, every time
yeah.
always learning. I'm learning next, tomorrow I'm learning TypeScript. Like I just keep learning everything I could learn
Yeah.
because I just felt that I was not ready. Do
Yeah.
you understand? I never felt ready. That was how it came for me. Then when the transition came was when I got a mentor.
Okay.
Right? When I got a mentor, like, no, you can do it. No, apply. No, do that. Do you understand? I started
Yeah.
getting comfortable with my skin. That okay, yeah. Then all those
Yeah.
positive affirmations, they now made me start putting myself out there.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Started building projects, building in public, start doing things that, will make me feel more comfortable in my skin and
That's right.
apply to jobs, right?
Yeah.
Then at the point of myself that what's the worst that could happen?
Hmm.
You won't get the job. What's what will happen? You get a rejection mail, right? What's the worst that will happen? They'll fire you. They fire you. You look for that job. Like I'm telling myself all this, like because that's just it,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
this was what made me okay. I just overcame it and like okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Are you saying it? So that's the main main setback I had because of imposter syndrome, right? So yeah, that feeling of not being good enough or this is not for me. Yeah. So just learn to stay in control of it. It will always be there. It is a sign of growth because it is what making you feel that I'm not yet there. I still have
Yeah.
something to do.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
also have to let it drive you. Use it as a push to
That's
move
right.
forward and not to
That's right.
drag you back.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah. That I mean, it actually depends on how you see it. It's a topic. It's a subject matter, and how do you see it? Because a lot of people they talk about imposter syndrome, and they're like a lot of people when they talk about that or think about it, they're thinking about something negative. And perception, it's absolutely important. Your perception here
Exactly. Yeah.
was really good. It's really gonna do a lot of good to everyone actually watching this right now. Yeah, I
Okay.
loved it. I loved it. All right. So, I mean, in one of your LinkedIn posts, you mentioned continuously learning new technologies. How do you decide when it's time to dive into a new topic or technology, and how do you manage your learning process?
Mm. How do I decide? Is following tech trends, right?
Okay.
When you see for now, for instance, in the front end React, not just React, right? The whole
Hmm.
front end engineering JavaScript community, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The new norm now is TypeScript.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know TypeScript, like right now, I don't know. I don't know
Oh
what you're
yeah.
learning,
Yeah, I
right?
see. Yeah.
Because I learned TypeScript 2 years ago when it was
Hmm.
just starting about when you see the how people are accepting that particular framework or
Yeah,
technology, right? You know that okay, I should start learning one or two about this,
that's right.
right? Start
Yeah.
learning something about it, just just on the side, just a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
Next year, the same thing. It was
Yeah.
last year, early last year, right? I said, okay,
Yeah.
this let me know what is this, right? People are talking
Yeah.
about this. Let me just check it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Then sometimes I start with what do you call that? Like a crash course.
Okay.
And basically I start with a crash like for instance, or if I don't just learn about it. I don't know for I know fire ship on
Yeah.
YouTube,
YouTube.
right?
Yeah.
If most of the video 1 minute, learn this in
Yeah.
1 minute, learn this
Yeah.
in 2 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So most times when I just learn more about that tech, I'll just go on his channel. I
Yeah.
just watch that. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Or okay, I need to learn more about this.
That's right.
Then because I'm someone that I always advocate for going for free resources first before paid
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I also said that if you want more what do you call that? Yeah, YouTube videos are more what do you call it? You don't have much focus, right? Is
Yeah.
well, the roadmap is not straight. Is there all
Yeah.
over the place sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
So most times I start learning that technology from YouTube. I'll okay, this is how it works, this is how it works. Then if I want to learn more about it, or I feel like I don't know enough from there, or I have time constraint because time is something that also make me go for a more structured platform like Udemy
That's right.
or
Okay.
Coursera,
That's
right?
right.
Those are
Yeah.
the two I use mostly. Yeah. Then the other one, Data Camp, right, for data related courses. So now, if uh, I take up something like that, even on my busy schedule, I can give most times I learn in the early mornings, right,
Okay.
before I start my day. Around the same time, I do workouts, right? That early morning,
Yeah.
around 3, 4, 5, around that time.
Yeah.
Then I give that course an hour or two.
Yeah.
At this time, it's not even yet. I don't really need it like today, tomorrow, right? But I'm not trying to have it in my tool belt because all these are all tools, right? They are tools you use
Yeah.
to work. So
That's
when you
right.
have it, then when you even need it, like it's already there. You don't need to start looking for how to run around to start learning it at that point,
Yeah.
right? So that's how from tech trends, tech news, articles, newsletters, what's about technology, or you see that, or when you are going through job requirements, is repeating itself.
Hmm.
We need this, we need this. In like you check out 50 jobs and they're asking of the same thing and you don't
Yeah.
have it. That's a good time to start learning it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you hear news now, people are talking, okay, this is the future. This is where it's going to. Like when TypeScript came out, he fixed the issue of debugging the
Yeah.
errors with JavaScript.
Yeah.
TypeScript fixed it because it's when with that TypeScript, it's like security, like it's not like a policeman, right? It's a checkpoint. So once
Hmm.
you've added the types of your variables and all that and your requirements, then it will help limit bugs. Because immediately I'm making a mistake, it's going to alert you,
That's right.
right? So it's the security. So when you see that, okay, it makes it better. That's why you should start learning it, right? But if
Yeah.
something came out, yeah, something can just um fly fast because of trend or maybe influencers pushing it,
Yeah.
right? But when you've seen the trend, like okay, it's not going to help my work much. You can just let it slide for a while,
Yeah.
maybe until they do better or add new features to it. Then you can now learn it, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I pick up what to learn by what people are asking for in the market, what job requirements are posting, from the list of tools they need for the job requirements. If that particular framework or tool or language is repeating itself, you should learn that.
Yeah.
Then on that one is if your projection need it, If your projection needs that particular language or framework, you should get it right.
Yeah.
Mhm. So that then, yeah, yeah. Then learning at my own time. You just have to find a time. It may not be early mornings, and it's not even every time I do the early morning. Sometimes I do late night, but I'm more
Okay.
of a I'm a like why people call me night crawler. I can start wake to 3, then go to bed around 4, 5, wake up by 8, 9. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So most late nights I do it. And if you're someone that's just in the afternoon, sure you should. You understand? So you just
Yeah.
have to find time 1 hour a day, 2 hours will go a long way. You don't have to be sitting down on a you don't have to sit on a desk or at a or on it for 5, 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Unless you need it like tomorrow. You can now
Yeah.
increase your momentum or your learning time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it works for me.
All right.
Yeah.
That's really good. Do you know what? I do actually, for instance, another LinkedIn post of yours, you did emphasize the importance of smart work over hard work. I know when people post stuff on LinkedIn, they're probably thinking about something. So I just want to get into your minds a little bit and learn about what you're probably thinking about at the time where you give other instances. But what do you want to share, some examples here of working smart, how working smart rather has specifically benefited your projects or career.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that post and I was
That's
like,
my
I was gonna ask you about it.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
That should be about 2 years or 3. I can't remember.
yeah,
Okay. But one thing, yeah, that's the truth now. Is not this is not up for questioning, right?
that's right.
Everybody loves smart work.
Yeah,
And when you say smart work, it's more like leveraging on things, right? For
yeah,
instance, now there's AI, right?
yeah,
There's AI now. So I don't really depend too much on AI because it has bugs, it has errors and all that. But
yeah,
sometimes you can have a question or you need a direction
yeah,
or you need to quickly run through an article or run through the web. For instance, when I was trying to implement event bridge in
yeah,
AWS,
yeah,
I ran through. I was not at a point. I ran out like I read the documentation and everything. I was still not figuring out what is off. Right? I just
yeah,
asked the people. I said, okay, I am trying to implement event bridge on my project. Right? But
yeah.
the timing is not working well. Like when I put the time, it start listing things that I should check.
That's
Check
right.
here, check this connection, check
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Yeah,
I know when people say AI will replace we developers, it may happen, but it's not now, right? It's way, way into the future because you still need that human element. You need that human element in
yeah,
everything. Because
yeah,
it's not okay. Imagine it listing all those steps. Okay, check if the Lambda function is well connected.
yeah.
Check if your front end is connected to the API. Check the API gateway. It listed was check,
That's right.
right? Check the cron job. Those stuff. So
Yeah.
if now at that point I had to start checking, okay, I'll check the first one, check the second one. Then I kept
Mm-hmm.
on checking it until one. If it didn't work, I said, okay, I didn't know it didn't work. What next? So this one time, even then was that last year, early last year, right? Start
Mm-hmm.
learning prompting because he wanted to have all this ChatGPT and co. I need to
Mm-hmm.
know how to use it. That's where prompting comes in, right? If you don't know how to prompt this AI, you're going to have issues because you can't just you have to direct know how to ask the question for you to get the best results from them.
That's
So
right.
that's an example of smart work, right? Because
Yeah,
if I keep on, maybe I don't know what I should be doing, maybe checking the reading occupation 10 times, I will not still get what I want, right? But
yeah,
at that moment that GPT helped me streamline my requirements, it was easier for me to debug,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
On that aspect of smart work, like I said, I mentioned mentorship. If you feel that like I said, you'll be faster and more your learning, your step is going to be fine. Like it will not go like this again. We'll just go
uh-huh.
maybe I don't know how to explain it
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
as I don't know. So it will make your work easier.
Yeah,
You understand? That's one under of it. Then we talk about TypeScript here, right?
Yeah.
how will help you at first. Maybe you know what, why many people don't want to use TypeScript or find how to use TypeScript, because they feel it's an extra step, because
Oh
you have to go
yeah.
and write define the types,
Yeah.
right? I have to go define the types first. So people like, this is too much work. Let me just.
Yeah.
But the problem is that once you just define those types, that extra minute or two,
Yeah.
you understand? So
Yeah.
that's another example of smart work,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
That example, but generally in life, just work smart. When it
Yeah.
comes to getting to job,
Yeah.
use the connections than going to submit well 100 LinkedIn and Indeed jobs, right?
Yeah.
Use this thing, connections, connect with people like genuinely.
Yeah.
Then what I learned recently, I'm implementing is know the companies you want to work with.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to work for Deloitte. I want to work for KPMG. I want to work
Hmm.
for Google. Like just leave the company. Then, like now, I'm not ready to work for those companies, right? And
Hmm.
not today, I'm not ready to work for them.
Yeah.
But to start building connections there, look for some people that you have something in common with. Maybe you guys go together, you work together at one company. So when you look for
Yeah.
those connections, then you build relationships,
That's
because
right.
when people see net connection or networking, they think you just out of the blue, just say, send me a LinkedIn connect. Hi. Then tell me, please, I need a job in your company. Refer me.
Nah.
That's not how it works,
Yeah.
right? That's not how it works. You have to have that connection. Like for me to come and tell my boss that employ Joshua here. Do you
Hmm.
understand? I have to, like, I should know your capability.
That's right.
And you get that by that relationship you guys built.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Yeah.
So that's smart work. That's smart work,
Yeah.
because when it comes to job market now, if you keep submitting resumes, you're not getting any job.
Yeah.
You take a special grace of God
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Miracle.
in, yeah, it's in maybe every 500 you get 2 or 3 calls, or less. You have a very strong,
Yeah.
portfolio, strong projects, strong, like everything has to be on point for
Yeah.
you to just, but
So
still
you've
it's still
you've
hard.
got to be smart.
Yeah, you have to work smart. Look for how to just think of smart ways to make your work easier.
Yeah. Do you know
Just
what?
simple as that.
I was almost gonna say I could have not asked that question. It's
Mm.
very obvious. But then I think asking you the question, you literally gave specific
Yeah,
examples, and I think that's
yeah,
really
that's
beautiful. Many people right now go value from there. I could
yeah.
list almost everything you said, and I know if you watch the video or rewind back a little bit, you're gonna learn, lots of things that you just said there. So that was really beautiful. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's go on from here. So
Okay.
let's talk about this. I mean, you've highlighted various ways to make money as a web developer. Whenever I want to have podcasts, recordings and stuff like that, as much as I recognize the career path, but I like to dig into your LinkedIn and check out what my guests, what they're posting and stuff like that, because then it could literally give me an understanding or an idea of what you think about, regularly and stuff like that. So I see you really have that mentorship drive inside of you, and it's really beautiful because then that will actually make you to actually go ahead and put a post like this, put posts like that on your LinkedIn. So, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, you've highlighted various ways to make money as a web developer. Would you be kind enough to elaborate on which of these methods you found most effective and why?
Hmm. Uh, I don't know favorite methods, but if I have a favorite method,
Yeah,
it's mentorship, because I love teaching. I've been teaching ever when I was way younger. Let's say 15. Yeah, because my mom owns a school. I like teaching
oh
from a
yeah,
very young age, and I love teaching. And I have this pride or joy seeing my students do well,
that's right.
right? The fulfillment that comes with that is
Yeah,
more than the money. You
yeah,
understand? So for
yeah,
me, taking money in mentorship is just like knowing that you sow a seed. You understand?
yeah,
Because you just offer those for free, you will not value it.
That's
Do
right.
you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, so making money doing what I love, teaching, it's something, right?
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
right? I already have the knowledge, I have it, I love teaching, I'm teaching you, you're paying me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
That's
win-win, like
excellent.
win-win-win.
Yeah, it
You
is.
understand? So
Yeah.
that's my favorite way of making money as a developer. Then the
Yeah.
next one I really love is freelancing
Okay.
because of the flexibility, right? You can
Yeah.
choose your own project, work around your own time, give the time that you know that you can deliver and when. Do you understand? But yeah, it's an
Yeah.
agreement, obviously. You tell your employer that okay, this job, I know that okay, I'll account for my December vacation, account for everything I want to do,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, okay, I can do this in 3 months. Do you understand?
That's
Then
right.
you know your own. Okay, I need this maybe next year, so you can agree. Do you
Yeah.
understand? I love freelancing. You can choose the program. Like maybe now I don't like. I don't know Peter. I don't really like. Let's say for instance, which Peter I don't like. I'm telling okay. I don't know.
Avocado?
Let's say health. Let me use health for instance now.
Okay.
I don't I don't like working on a health project for instance. I'm
Oh.
not working on health, but I don't think I will hate it. But let me just find for example, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to work on a health project. So obviously, I won't accept such roles, right? But
Yeah.
if you're working for a company or something, you don't have a choice. I love
Yeah.
fintech. I love tech generally. So I love real estate. Like those kind of projects are interesting to me.
Yeah.
AI projects, you understand? But
Yeah.
when it comes, that is good, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
But let's, for instance, I don't like that kind of field. I can
Yeah.
easily just go do jobs there and do where I find more interesting, right?
Yeah.
So that's how freelancing works, and I love it. I love that one, the flexibility. Also, with freelancing, you can even still have your full-time job. But if you know that you can squeeze in, everybody love extra cash, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
you can squeeze in a little time to work on a side project and earn money from it. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those two are my favorite. And
Yeah.
then then the next one that's also very good. This one is probably on the top, but for now it's not there because I don't have it yet. Owning a
Yeah.
product,
Yeah.
right? Owning your own
That's
product. I
right.
don't have a
That's
product yet.
right.
This method of making money on the tech space is supposed to be number one
Okay.
because it is like the best if you have the time and the resources to invest in it. Is owning your own product,
Oh
right?
yeah.
If you solve a problem and make it a product, then you sell it. Either you can either sell it or
Or
offer
subscription.
subscription basis.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that.
So that's a very good way to make money in tech space, right? And
Yeah.
this is one thing that being in the tech space already can give you an edge because you know how it runs, you know what people need. If you can bring a product that solve one or two problems, yeah, you are making it, right? So that's will be number one. But for now, I don't have any products in the market, so that's why is like my number three. But with time, I need to make that number one because that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
To own products in the tech market or any field at large.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, talking about mentorships, talking about all of the big things you've outlined so far, Brenda should go her own YouTube channel. I'm gonna put a link to her YouTube channel in the description so you could go check it out there. And you could send me other links of yours, that we could also put there or with it. All of your links. Send them over, after this, and we'll put them
Okay.
there so they could actually contact you, and stuff. All right. So you've shared insights on various tech tools and practices. How do you evaluate and choose new tools or technologies to integrate into your workflow?
Okay. So when it comes to choosing tech tools to add to my stack, first of all is what do you need it for, right? You ask the question, what do I need it for? If you really need the tool, for instance, when I learned about the Pomodoro technique, I had to look for an app that could help me track my time because Pomodoro technique is when you work, have a focused 15 minutes, then you take a break, a short break, and you come back for another 15 minutes. then you take 15, 1 minute or 2 minute break, right? So I asked around for the best tool I could use, right, to add to my stack. Then on that way I add tools to my stack is generally just looking for what will make my work easier, right? When I like, and what helps me here is those tech blogs and newsletters and news trends. So when you hear about something, just a picture one I could for an example, then I'll be like, okay, if I get this extension or this plugin or this app, it will make my work easier, right? For instance, when I added this in VS Code, when I added Prettier, or like, I mean, this these are far back, but that what came to my head, right? Examples when I added
Okay.
bracket colorizer, all
Oh
those kind
yeah.
of stuff. Okay, if I add this thing, it will make this, apart from making it pretty, it make me know where the opening and the closing braces are, right? So those
Yeah.
kind of tools, I heard about it. I checked it. Okay, this could work fine. This could increase my productivity and help me reduce. Start looking for, oh, here's opening, here's closing, here's,
That's
so
right.
like something like that. So when I hear about a tool, I'll be like, most I try it out. And okay, this fits into my stack. I leave it. If it doesn't, I delete it. But it's when I put too much concentration is if it's a paid application and I have to pay and there's no free trial, then I have to be sure I really need this. Then I will get it and add it to my stack. Yeah.
That's really beautiful. So let's talk about these other aspects. Um, do you contribute to open source?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
So do you want to share, some valuable lessons you learned from contributing to open source projects?
Okay. It depends on the level of the project, but the main issue with open source sometimes is acceptance, right? To get accepted, for your contribution to get accepted, it takes a very long process. If it's a big legacy code, but for smaller projects, right, you could easily contribute to them. But I do advise you should contribute to open source because it's it's like volunteering. You should volunteer. You're going to open source because this thing makes your resume stronger. It makes you as a person. You learn better. You learn to work with people with a large team because when you hear open source, there's a lot of people that are contributors, the manager and everything. So you some of what I did what I did with some of this company um name of the company. This one was like last early last year, right before I had my baby. That project we had to we have a Slack channel, right? So we have calls. So there I met some people, met new people, exchange ideas because and I got a connection through open source, right? So these are the benefits of open source. Apart from your pull request being accepted, you can build connection, you can build network, and when you need maybe a job or you're building up something, you have people you can reach out to. You understand? These are what open source gives you. So I advise, if you want to start from small projects. Ask around. Someone around you can be starting up an open source project that needs contributors. You can start from that. You understand? Before I haven't even that particular project, my PR is still pending. I don't know if I kept on asking. About the smaller projects, I got accepted, right? So you also had the downside and you have to wait. So the bigger ones, you learn a lot in the process, but it may take a long time before your pull request will be accepted.
All right.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, let's talk about how you actually approach setting and achieving long-term career goals. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be some kind of productivity hack, right? Coming from you with so many years of experience. So how do you approach setting and achieving long-term career goals?
Okay. Like you said it, long term career goals. So when as in long term, what the first thing you should do is you break it down, right? You break it down to achievable bits. That's how I put it. Like you break it down like, okay, from now to now, from this 6 months, I could do this. Or even it takes maybe in a year, 2 years, okay, I want to be here in 2 years' time. I want to be here in the next 4 years. You keep on breaking that goal till you achieve, till you reach your destination. That's how I break down my long-term goals. And obviously every bit, then from that long-term goals, I carve out the short-term goals, right? So that's how I then for the time, the same way, time management, you but what I use basically is I use Notion. Notion is the app I use. My productivity app is Notion. So I arranged the timeline for achieving each of my short-term goals that also lead to achieving my long-term goal, right? So you ask for what works for you. So I know someone I use Trello, right? So you have to, like, most times have a deadline to achieve those goals, because without when you don't have a deadline, it's just an what do you call it? What is the word? Is that can you help me out here? When I set a
Okay,
goal, I don't have a
yeah.
deadline.
If
It's
you don't,
called,
if you plan to fail, like if you don't, how do they put it even?
like, if you don't, a goal without a deadline, is it an objective? Like, I don't know how to put that word. Like, if you don't have a deadline to any of your goal,
Yeah,
like, one, it will take you a long time to achieve it. Two, you can easily
it's like a
procrastinate.
dream. Is that it? It's like a dream. Well, when it's got a
Yes, thank
deadline,
you.
then it's
Same.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So a goal without a deadline is a dream. Yes, wishing or wishful thinking, right? Is a wish. Can be a wish, can be a dream, right? Is when you have that deadline and you work towards that deadline, it becomes a goal. And if you're able to achieve it by then, you take a trophy, right? So that's how I break down my long-term goals into short-term goals, right? They're all related. Then you break it down again into achievable bits. Yeah.
All right, that's really beautiful. I mean, we've been talking about mentorship, and all the beautiful things. Can you talk about a time when you had to lead a team or a project, and also talk about the key factors that contributed to its success? So we're talking team dynamics here, and team building and stuff like that.
Okay. As a freelancer, I led the team a lot because when I take up a project, right, I'm like the center, right? Then for some projects, if the workload is too much, I work with other developers, right? But if something like I could do, I will do it. Then in my team, I still have the UI UX designer. I have um the what do you call it? The database, because then I was not very good at database. So I have a database admin for a particular project. So that time I was the one leading the team, right? Then we organized we divided the project into tickets, using Trello, right? So we have our stand up, you report. But the main thing when it comes to teamwork and working with a team, the number one is communication. Should have effective communication. Like, I should be open. Don't be like, if you are too uptight or very strict, you won't get result, because people will start shying away from maybe giving stand up. They'll be like, but if you're open, like, okay, if you're not able to do anything, just tell me you're not able to do anything. If you have constraints, don't be shy to say I have problem here. Then someone can come in to help you, right? So that's that openness, that communication. That was the main thing that we we I made very clear, right? That we should be open with communication. And once that is put in place, we're able to finish this project right on time, right? Because everybody, all hands were on deck, and quickly we're able to fix the issues and communicate effectively. So when it comes to working as a team or leading a team, I focus more on communication, having that open communication. Then we set time. We have time for, like, deadlines, right? Deadlines to achieve goals, because without that deadlines, everybody will just be doing anything. right? They will not put that extra effort to reach that target.
That's
So,
right.
and now what I do sometimes, even if the project deadline is further, I bring it
Yeah.
back close so
Oh
that I'm going
yeah.
to have that. So I have that what do you call it? Like estimate of error, right? The time that if we're not able to reach that first
Oh
deadline,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
first second deadline, we're able
That's right.
um to deliver
Meet
the
up.
project,
Yeah.
right? So
Deliver.
yeah, I use that too. But I don't let them know because for the one that I'll be serious about it.
Yeah.
Huh? So yeah,
Yeah.
so I use that. I use that sometimes
That's
to
really good. I
to
mean, the
make sure,
next, yeah,
because one thing about me as a freelancer, and even now, someone that I don't like failing people, right? You, if you accept, okay, I'll do this and deliver it so day, I make sure and work towards delivering it that day. So anything I could do, even if it means to reduce the time, to work extra, all this kind of stuff, to make sure I deliver on time. Those are the those are the burden I would take, right? That's why I had an advantage because I was a full stack developer at that point. So if someone is having a problem and can just do it together, right? Or I can just come in and it's okay, let me just wrap it up. You understand? So all those are added advantage when I was working as a freelancer. Aside from freelancing, sorry, cut you
okay,
short. With my freelancing, even in my current role, I'm the lead software engineer, right? So other developers report to me. So if they have a problem, I can help them out and we work on our projects together. So everywhere, even as my to my mentees, I'm a leader, right? So leadership is something that I do every day. I do, yeah. So it's not, it's, you just have to learn to accommodate people, learn to work with people, understand them from a personal point of view, as a person, not as a colleague or as a fellow worker. Because
yeah,
you should know what this one could do and what this one couldn't do.
that's right.
That's how. So when you know, okay, at this point, when you know that this one can do this, one can do this, it's easy for you to assign a task and I'll be happy. But if you know
Yeah,
that this one now, maybe for instance, Mr. A works late night, right? Mr. B love his sleep, like he cannot work at night. Then now you now give Mr. B to work all night to deliver a project. You know that he will be angry, he will be sad, every like you understand. But at that point, if
yeah,
unless
yeah,
for most times you may not be that kind of that corner, but most you just have to just give it to the one that is flexible, so that everybody and then if you have that one, you give it. You understand? You have to learn to work with everybody and know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. That's very, very important. So it's communication for me to build team to work in a team.
all right, that's really good. I mean, I was gonna ask you the next question, but you already answered that one and this one, and it's just beautiful. You talked about communication, you talked about time management, and
Yeah.
in between, you talked about other beautiful, things as well. So let's talk about this. I mean, with technology evolving rapidly, how do you foresee the future of software development in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, we could go talking about, I know you're going to talk about AI or whatever, but also talk about some
Yeah.
common misconceptions about working in tech that you think need to be addressed.
Okay. Um, the future. I don't know. I don't foresee the future. But what like we know the future of tech is AI, right? The one we know about. I don't know, but for now, you know, it's AI. Like
Yeah.
moving towards the realm of artificial intelligence and robotics,
Yeah, I've
right?
been learning about this Mark Zuckerberg's glasses and other things Meta has been building, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even yeah, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So that's the future, right? Just have to embrace all those AI and robotics, then VR, virtual reality, right? These are the future of the tech space. So you should, if you want to be in the tech space, you should maybe venture into the field, learn more about them because that's where it's moving to. And it doesn't mean that the basic software engineering is dead. It's like a transition, right? For now, there was a period that sometimes last year that something trend or early this year, Devin, they're like Devin is going to
Oh
replace
yeah,
software. right?
Yeah, yeah,
But so people were just so scared. I'm like, I won't go a lot of chatters that period. Like, what do you think? I said, don't worry. You should what you should just do is be steps ahead, right? Be steps
yeah.
ahead. Keep like as a developer, one skill you should really work on is being a problem solver, right?
Yeah,
That skill never goes out of fashion because when it comes to all this AI, they're still in the human for now. They don't have that human factor,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The emotions, the like we are humans and
yeah.
only us can make things for us. I don't know how to put it for now,
I get it.
right?
That's right.
So you
Yeah,
that's why you should just be steps ahead. Now, AI can write HTML and CSS. I don't know, I've not tried it before, but I heard that it can write it very well. Maybe a simple landing page.
yeah,
So if you have that, you know that you're already phased out. Do you understand? So you should work on problem solving, then learn about that AI so that when that transition is coming, you'll be ahead,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So you just that time yeah, AI is like our parties, right? You
yeah,
can do projects, you can work with AI, you can build AI projects or that virtual reality. I talked about one of my video that VR is one of now those people into 3D blend all those stuff. Like take it seriously because when virtual reality, you need all those kind of engineers, all those kind of software engineers that are good with building experiences for VR. Because there's this in when it comes to e-commerce now, mostly the fashion industry, you can now uh, when you take a picture of yourself, you can try out clothes, how the clothes fits on you. Because that's the constraint why people still shop in person when it comes to fashion items because you want to fit it in, right? This VR will help you fit those clothes and know how the fitting, the on your skin, the combination, and all those stuff.
yeah.
So you should, if you learn something like that, you are in the future. You are turning towards the future.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Yeah,
So yeah, in the next 5 10 years, it's going to be way way much better, way easier for the whole world at large, right?
yeah.
Because even I posted a video recently about the glasses Meta launched, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
working on
yeah.
that.
Orient.
One thing I like about that is the security, right? Because that glasses, when I saw by the one I saw by Ray-Ban or something, you could record. They has a button, you could make a like a camera. But if from what Meta is saying, they are connected to your wristwatch, right? So at that point, it's no more just a glass or a camera. You can connect to the internet, right? So if you are in a place that is not safe, you could, communicate. You
Yeah,
could be tracked. You understand? So all those
yeah.
like that's the future, right? I know that most of all this tech they expose us because they have more avenue to track us and get
I
our
mean,
data, right?
do you think the glasses,
Yeah,
yeah, do you think the glasses actually are the future when it comes to computers, and phones and stuff like that? I mean, what Meta is doing,
yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg, he's an amazing guy doing lots of beautiful things. They've been working on this for probably over 10 years, and the wealth of technology that actually has gone into this, it is quite a torrent, you know, quite a torrent. It's an overwhelming distribution, like it's massive, you know. So do you think these glasses are the future when it comes to, computers and phones?
Mm, there was a time I was thinking the future is what they call it. That one I saw in mostly all those movies, fictional movies,
Oh
pop
yeah.
up, right?
Okay.
Always
Yeah.
like how you start touching the air, right? So
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
don't know what makes are coming up. So that
Yeah.
may be right. Then the glasses, I don't know from the that demo I saw, you could
Yeah.
project on the wall,
Yeah.
right? So those are those maybe clouds. I don't know from
Yeah.
those are fictional movies, not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, talk about the future is to reduce all these bulky screens. I think the
Yeah.
future is to take out all this too much screen. Imagine when you wear a wristwatch and you can or a glasses and you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
says call it phoneless era,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you're just imagine now only with your phone you can do a lot. So
Yeah.
now I'm making it maybe just your wristwatch you can do a lot, and now
Mm-hmm.
glasses can do a lot. So I'm just thinking the future is trying to minimize these bulky screens we do carry around,
Yeah.
right? So anyway they want to do it, me I'm not into the uh, small, but yeah, I'm excited about it, about that glasses and
Yeah.
the connection with the wristwatch and the so that's like a project from what I saw that in that video, it's still projecting on something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still very vague, but that could be the future because then robotics, right?
Yeah.
Some tasks that need that are danger to human beings, robots will take
Yeah.
charge of, right? And and because of this AI, they can do a lot. Lately, I even heard that
Mm-hmm.
most immigration officer offices they use
Yeah.
AI to screen documents. When you submit a document, they'll screen it and be like, okay. Then because I noticed something, I don't know why, I don't know what that is happening also in Canada here.
Okay.
That if some people you submit at the same time, or someone
Mm-hmm.
submit later, they'll
Yeah.
get the response faster than you.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
know different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
But I was hearing that sometimes like they have a screener and AI too is there because it has to read. You know that
Oh,
AI reads documents.
of course it
Even
does.
ChatGPT. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to screen it, and then if everything checks out, you just quickly send it and give you approved.
Yeah.
But if there's still some things that need to be checked by a
Yeah. It's
human,
gonna flag it for manual check or
even
something like that.
even to let us just make our work easier. Even to these shipping companies, I have
Yeah.
used this one before. Want to ship, you can use just a phone call. The AI will do everything, collect your address, will come and pick it up next day and ship it. Then
That's
if
cool.
you now ask a complex question, the
Yeah.
request for a human agent. So at the point, most of these complaints, because as it's asking the question, they are learning. That's why
Yeah.
it's AI, machine learning.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
machines are learning from
It's
what
amazing.
question we ask. Yes. So with time, everything and this order I placed was in the midnight. Do you understand? At that point,
Yeah.
making well, just everything just goes smoothly. You understand? So yeah, the future is
Yeah.
AI, robotics, is VR,
Yeah.
So and maybe phoneless, as Mark Zuckerberg said.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't actually think. Well, Mark actually had this interview with a lady. I don't know her name. I need to think for a minute, but she's got a huge following.
Tiffany,
Uh,
Tiffany,
no,
Tech,
not Tiffany. I saw the
not
one with
her.
Tiffany actually, beautiful, and but another lady actually, and
Okay.
she asked Mark this question, Zuck this question, and he was like, it wouldn't, the question about it replacing, the phones and computers and stuff like that, and he was like, it wouldn't necessarily replace them.
They will all work together. That's just it.
Yeah,
Well, everything is there because even when this VR now
yeah,
is there. People
yeah,
are using, some are using, some are not using it.
yeah.
Everything is
That's
just
right.
yeah. It will take a very much longer time if it's going to replace, but yeah, I think everything just goes together. All the tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is really cool. Probably we might just have another podcast scheduled to talk about AI and emerging
Yeah.
technologies and stuff. I mean, it's been really cool so far. All right, so I've got this question for you. What's
Okay.
what's one piece of advice you would give to someone starting out in tech today? I mean, this is a question that a lot of people have been looking forward to, us talking about, right? So, would you want to say something about that?
So someone getting started in tech today,
Yeah.
you should do it. You should do it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting career, very interesting field. You learn a lot, and it will not just affect just the tech world in your life in general, right? Will make you think of one thing that tech did to me was, when you're writing tests,
Yeah.
you think of all possible or do learning DSA, right? Think
Hmm.
of all possible outcomes.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the real world, right? When I do
Yeah.
something now, For instance, okay, I want to drive out now this afternoon. I'll be like, I think of all possible outcomes that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
What if this happen? What if my phone finish? What if I make a wrong turn? Because I'm not yet for the in Canada here. I'm not yet perfect on the road, right? Then I
Okay.
have to think of all the outcomes. Which before tech, I don't. I may not. I don't really do that, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
just make you a better thinker. Even in class, in my class in this MBA now, I'm
Yeah.
known because it's kind of question I ask from that same point of view of how I answer questions or solve problems in the tech space. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you go for it, it's going to change your life because you also learn resilience. Like it's going to try test you. So
Yeah.
that's why one thing I do advise people is before you start, find your why. Know why you're doing it, right? Because there's some days you feel like giving up. Days you feel like
Yeah.
this is too hard. That things are too much to because me what happened to me then was feeling that there's too much to learn. You have to learn this. You have to do this. Always gonna make you want to give up. Or
Yeah.
you solve one bug, bug for 3 days. You'll be like, are you sure I made the right choice? Right? Yeah, are you sure this is the right thing for me?
Thinking about the whole career.
You will. This is a light will come up. You start thinking about rethinking everything.
Oh yeah.
But that your why, the reason why you started that journey is what will keep you going.
That's
So
right.
before you start, it's a very good field. You make money, you meet people, you cry, you laugh, everything is there, right?
Yeah.
But you solve problems more
Yeah.
importantly. When you build a product and it's working, the joy that comes after being on a bug for 3 days, the joy that you get after fixing it, that joy is when you're
Yeah.
happy you live longer. So that joy, I know that yeah, you cry for 3 days, but the joy of fixing that problem is going to cover it. Don't worry. You
Yeah.
understand? So what my advice is just have that strong why. Then next thing, you have to stay curious. Stay curious and be willing and ready to learn. Because you keep learning. Every day you're learning something. You
Yeah.
start a new thing, you learn, right? Because
Yeah.
like most places I know, because of different jobs operate at work on, because my employer A from B. A may like Chakra UI
Mm-hmm.
for the CSS, right?
Yeah.
CSS framework. Someone
Yeah.
else would like Shark C. I don't know,
So,
do you know
yeah.
Shark
Yeah. Yeah.
C?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not using it before, but I've heard about it. But
Yeah.
I can't get
Okay.
learn it now because the one I'm talking about that some things you learn it while you need it, right?
Yeah.
I heard
That's
about
right.
it. I heard it's good, but I have not started learning it because I don't need it yet. But tomorrow, if I pick up a job that needs it, I'm going to what learn it.
Learn it.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm open. Yeah, same way with Tailwind, CSS,
Yeah.
Material UI. Apart from this, same with technologies. You
That's
can be
right.
learning working on Python. Then your job company will say, no, now I'm moving to Java.
Uh-huh.
Or moving to React,
Yeah.
then it's not left for you to either grow with them or if you want to quit, you quit. But you and I know that you will not quit because
Yeah.
of learning a new language, right? If
Yeah.
at that
That's
point
right.
you want to,
Yeah.
unless you are tired of the job and you want to leave, then that can be a good reason to look for something else, right? So you keep learning. It's a continuous learning opportunity,
Yeah.
right? Continuous learning. Another thing you should know is work on you.
That's
That
right.
because jobs come and go, right? There's layoff, there's new employers, but the only thing you have is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly, take care of your health.
That's right.
Yeah, take care of your health. The time I had this back pain from sitting too long, this happened 3 years ago, right? When you sit too long, so invest in yourself. Go for regular checkup. If you need to go for massages, you do that. Some other time we'll fix another maybe, like you said, a a topic base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah,
cool. That'll be
that'd be really
cool.
cool. I mean, and also, I'm just getting started, but of course, get more equipment to make it better. I mean, the people coming on the show are absolutely phenomenal. Industry experts like yourself, and it's absolutely cool. But so far, it's been really great. People are learning a lot, and I do really want to appreciate you for doing this with me. It's been a pleasure so far.
Pleasure is all mine. I was
All
happy to do
right.
it.
Oh, pleasure. All right.
Yeah.
Do have a
All
beautiful rest of your day. Say hello to your son
right.
for me, would you?
Sure, I will.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.